Today on CCX News, a flurry of gunfire inside a Brooklyn Park mall. We have the latest on the damage and the investigation. Police responded around 1 Sunday morning to a report of gunshots at the strip mall off 85th Avenue in Xerxes. Police say they found bullet holes in the business, but no one was injured in the shooting. Officers searched the business and found 3 handguns. Detectives are continuing to investigate, but as of this taping, hadn't made any arrests. Food prices are still stubbornly high, and leaders in our communities are looking for creative ways to feed those in need. We found one of those solutions in Crystal. Spring is planting season, and in Crystal, everyone's getting involved. Tucked to the side of the community center is its edible courtyard. Crystal Recreation Services Manager Scott Berggren says it's open to anyone.
So the community can come and pick and harvest what they need.
The courtyard was founded in 2018, thanks to a Hennepin County public health grant. Berggren says there was a high demand in other community gardens.
I thought it'd be really cool to do something like that in Crystal, just because it seemed like there was a need for fresh produce for people to have access to.
The garden grows all kinds of fresh produce, fruits, herbs, and vegetables. Volunteer planters come help sow, water, and tend to the crops, spring through fall.
It's really cool how things start out as a seed this big and can grow like all the way up.
This week's planters are Crystal homeschoolers, including Finbar and Briggs.
Some of this stuff has already grown pretty high, but when we harvest, it's going to be in late summer. Yeah, late summer.
With the help of Crystal neighbors, the courtyard harvested 180 pounds of produce just last year.
It's amazing when we harvest here and we set it out in the community center. By the end of the day, the produce is gone.
All for the community, free of charge. Berggren says these community members are planting crops to help each other grow.
Being able to have this as an asset that folks have access to, I think is really important.
The edible courtyard is also a learning opportunity.
It's kind of cool how people who might not have enough money to go to the grocery store can come and have a healthy meal.
It's a lesson that the kids are soaking right up. The edible courtyard's next planting session is coming up in May. Brooklyn Center is home to a new shop that's putting its own twist on a popular beverage.
All these boba shops, they're all like similar, so we want to bring something different to the boba game.
102 Boba is located at Shingle Creek Crossing Shopping Center. Since February, the shop offers boba tea, smoothies, and other yogurt-based specialty drinks to a growing customer base. The owner says that they wanted to open a shop with a focus on unique and fresh ingredients.
For our fresh smoothie, we use real fruits, banana, strawberry, mango, and pineapple. For over here, taro, we use fresh taro in our drinks.
The shop also plans to start offering binsu, a shaved ice treat with fresh fruits, starting sometime this May. In Crystal, success for a small business owner who spent 3 years working to make her dream come true.
1, 2, 3.
That's Crystal City leaders joining Holt Melinda to cut the ribbon on Hope Liquor. Her business received a loan through the nonprofit African Development Center and the Small Business Administration's Community Advantage program. Without it, Melinda's dream may not have been possible.
For minority-owned businesses, SBA-backed financing has been increasing in the last couple years. Particularly since 2020, we've seen about a 400% increase to Black and African American-owned small businesses.
With the opening, city leaders say the vacancy rate in the Crystal Shopping Center is less than 1%, and the overall retail vacancy rate in Crystal is less than 5%. It's Plymouth Reads Month, an event that encourages local residents to rally around a single book. This year's book has local ties. Delane Cleveland joins us now to explain.
I am at the Plymouth Library, and today we're talking about Plymouth Reads, which is a big event happening in the month of April that's all centered around reading. So joining me now to talk more about Plymouth Reads is local author Gretchen Anthony.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us. Tell us, what is Plymouth Reads?
Plymouth Reads is an annual event, and it's funded and hosted by the Friends of the Plymouth Library. And it's a month-long celebration of books and readers and all things good.
So I understand that you are playing a big role in this year's Plymouth Reads event. Tell us a little bit about your involvement.
Yeah, well, I was actually honored to learn that my book, The Book Haters Book Club, was chosen as the 2024 Community Read Pick, which essentially means that everyone in the community of Plymouth and surrounding areas is invited to read my book and then come together in discussions of it. And it will culminate on April 25th with a presentation by me at the Plymouth Community Center. And I'll answer all kinds of questions about the book. I'll tell the story behind the book and the characters, maybe share a little gossip about the book. We'll have some fun.
All right, so people out there, they're thinking about like, oh, that sounds intriguing. What do you want them to know about the book? Why should they pick it up?
Well, one of the things I think that readers naturally love this book is that it is the story of a fictional bookshop in Lynn Lake, Minneapolis. All of my books so far have been set in Minnesota. And this particular Lynn Lake bookshop is a bit of an icon, and yet it is about to go under. It's about to go out of business. And the story is about trying to save it. And yet, one of the things that librarians and booksellers in particular love about the book is that it is full of real book recommendations, and readers have really resonated with that too.
Fantastic. All right, Gretchen, thank you so much. So if you are interested in learning more about Plymouth Reads, we have a list of events on our website at ccxmedia.org. Reporting in Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
The next Plymouth Reads event takes place on Thursday at the Plymouth Library. There, people can learn more about the origin and history of little free libraries.
Maple Grove Softball opened their season with a 3-2 loss to Spring Lake Park. The Crimson are looking to bounce back in a rematch of last year's Section 5 4A final. Ches Moots has the highlights.
The Section 5 4A title has been won by either Centennial or Maple Grove in each of the past 6 seasons, 3 championships won by each school in that 6-year span. The Crimson got the bats going early. Bottom one, Lauren Beisel line drive down the third baseline all the way to the wall. Both Alyssa Werns and Ruby Goet reach home to get MG on the board. 2-run RBI double for Beisel. Still in the first, Sam Gustafson late swing ball goes oppo to right center field. That drives in 2 more runs. Crimson up 5-0 after 1. Centennial trying to rally. Lily Renslow deep drive to left field over the wall. Renslow's solo homer gets the Cougars on the board in the top of the second. Maple Grove answers right back in the bottom of the frame. It's Beisel again, this time on a low swing. She goes to center. Goet scores on Beisel's RBI double. No scoring in the third. Bottom 4, the bats come alive again for MG. Danny Strom rips one into the gap in left field. Crimson up 8-1. Later in the fourth, Jenna Steele sends a grounder back up the middle into the outfield. Strom scores from second. MG scores 5 runs in the first and 5 in the fourth to get a big 11-1 win in 5 innings over Centennial. In Maple Grove, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.
After a season-opening Lake Conference win over Buffalo, the Hopkins Softball team looked to make it 2 wins in a row on their home field. The Royals hosting Chaska in a non-conference game. The Hawks looking for their 2nd win of the season. And they get off to a good start. Top of the first, Grace Swigert drives the ball to deep center field off the fence. Karina Coppersmith scores, and it's 2-0 Chaska. Next up is Laney Farm, and she grounds a single back up through the middle. Courtesy runner Caden DeBruin scores as Chaska puts up 3 runs in the first. An even bigger inning for the Hawks in the third. Ellie Scott with a solid hit to center field. DeBruin and Farm both score as Scott drives in 2 runs. Later in the inning, Twigert laces one to left field. 1 of 4 hits for her in the game. Macy Anderson and Kenzie Hill both score. Chaska puts up 9 runs in the third to go up 12-0. Bottom of the fourth, Abby Carter, a returning all-conference player for the Royals, delivers this hit to left field. Carter checks into second base with a leadoff double. Later in the inning, Carter now at third base, and she comes in on a delayed steal of home. That's the only run of the game, though, for Hopkins. Chaska beats Hopkins 14-1 in 5 innings. A handful of local track and field teams got an early season test as Armstrong hosted their annual Invitational. Jay Wilcox has highlights.
Armstrong, the site for the Armstrong Invitational track meet. 8 boys teams and 9 girls teams on hand. In the boys 4x800 relay, Champlain Park cruises to the win with anchor Salman Mohammed. Their time is 8:22.97. The Rebels boys win as a team, too. In the boys 110 hurdles in orange, Linton McPherson of Osseo pulls away to win his heat easily. He's first in a time of 14:78. The girls 100 meters in green with pink shoes, Shanika Chapman of Park Center races to the win in a time of 12:69. To field events in the boys shot put, Michael Bruggers of Champlain Park is the top local, placing second with a best of 47 feet 1.5 inches. Back to the track in the girls 4x200 relay, Champlain Park holds off De La Salle for the win in a time of 1:47.58. The Rebels are second behind Osseo as a team. In the boys 4x200, De La Salle's team takes the win with Armstrong coming in second. And a big win in the boys 1600 as Osseo's Cade Sandvik closes strong to pass last fall's cross-country state runner-up Sam Scott of Minneapolis Southwest. Sandvik runs the best time in the state so far this spring with a 4:19.89. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.